And we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 11, episode 14, as we recap the end of the 2024 midseason invitational. We're going to talk about some huge Fnatic drama that ended up dropping on their YouTube channel. They uploaded, their usual Legends in Action episodes. They didn't upload any for the spring split. Maybe they thought it was too much content to upload that was very similar to their winter split content that they were uploading for the similar series that they have. And then we're going to talk about the whole situation where Spica, who was previously on TSM MVP jungler, he had a bad year on FlyQuest, but then he has now gotten a new team for this upcoming summer split for 2024, and that will be on Dignitas, but at the cost of someone else losing their spot. So I just want to let you guys know this at the beginning part of this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, as I usually do. Make sure if you are a new viewer or returning viewer, make sure to hit that like button. It greatly helps out. And subscribe if you have not subscribed already. That would also greatly help out. And make sure to comment down below if you have something to say. And also make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. You guys have been kind of watching the new content recently, and thank you so much for that. But given right now, the spring season is essentially over. So, we were going to have an episode Thursday, but I thought to myself, yeah, it's getting at that point where we're going to have to wait for, more games to start going up, actually. So I thought to myself, let's just take this Thursday off and just do an episode on this coming, Sunday, because that way it can kind of just balance out for a break. Because if you guys don't know, I've been kind of going pretty hard at doing this specific show for a very, very long time. This was actually before we even had set days for the show. Pure Factor in, before the show even had set days, I would kind of do it whenever I could. Then it got to a point where I really didn't have anybody. And then we can only do it like basically once a week. So I had to just compile everything, which was really, really hard because that required remembering so much shit, actually. But then it got to a point where, Chaz just kind of came in. A black man saved another black man. Fucking crazy. Never thought it could happen. So then we had shows 2 days a week, and the days kind of one day changed. It used to be Sunday, Wednesdays. Now it's Sunday, Thursdays because, it's better to have a stretched out days for shows. That way, if stuff happens on the beginning part of the week, we can just talk about it then. And if anything happens in the middle part of the week in terms of like roster changes or anything like that, then we can just talk about it then. But as you guys know, given how hard I've been able to go at this show ever since it started, there's never really been many break periods. The only time we've ever sufficiently taken any breaks is when there's just been, obviously, we usually only take breaks before the season starts, actually, kind of like a week before the season, whatever portion of it starts, and I have not done that in a very, very long time. So I thought to myself, you know what, we're going to take a week off because when the summer split happens, since this is, a lot of the split where people just pay attention to a little bit more than spring, that means that we ourselves are going to end up going through a lot of things in terms of League of Legends. So that means the summer split, you have the summer split regular season, playoffs, and you have just the quarters, semis, and all that stuff, lower bracket. You guys know what it is. And given that we're going to have the Esports World Cup this year, which is another international tournament, if some of these guys are going to get invited to that tournament and accept, that means we'll also be covering that. I know someone's gonna be like, well, the gay, I don't give a fuck personally. We're covering the Esports World Cup. It's League of Legends, we covering it. I don't give a fuck personally. That's my opinion. We're covering it. It's League. Shut the fuck up. I don't morally grandstand on things like other people do. I never said I wasn't gonna cover it, but I'm telling you guys that we're gonna cover it here. And then so we have the Esports World Cup to cover. Then we have all that to cover, and then we also have Worlds play-ins, World's main stage, World's quarterfinals, World's semifinals, World finals to cover, recap Worlds. Then after that, there's the off-season that ended up happening. So that pretty much just leaves no free time until like basically the end of the year. So with that said, you know, you could kind of understand why we're going to have to end up taking this break, because if we don't take the break this week coming up, then that means that we're going to have no break until literally the end of the year, actually. So the LEC 2024 Summer Split kicks off on June 8th, actually. Starts on Saturday. So that means that's going to be next week. So that means that we won't have a show this Thursday coming up, and that means we won't have a show on the following Sunday. We will start the Cloud9 podcast back up again on June 6th, 2024. So it kind of gives us basically enough time to, you know, rest, gather thoughts, and get to some awesome League of Legends analysis for you guys. So yes, after this episode, the show is not going to be coming back until June 6th, 2024, 7 p.m. PST, when we do our second show. So I just thought I should, you know, let you guys know about that. But yes, without further ado, Mr. Blanks is here. What's up, Black Man?
What up, man? What's going on?
Going pretty good. Man, just crazy time in life we live, actually.
Yep.
Oh, good Lord. There's too much stuff I couldn't even bother explaining to you guys. But what I could bother explaining to you guys, we had a great conversation with James about, like, you know, the whole, like, sports conversation when it comes to, like, esports and, you know, players and stuff like that. But, you know, if you guys had watched that stream, we were talking about, like, how people just interact and speak about, like, just not traditional sports, just esports in general, where like, I don't really understand what kind of conversation people want to have, just depending on the context of the situation that they want to have it in. Do you want to have a conversation of, like, the best players overall that have ever played the game? Then I like having those conversations. Those are a lot more fun. Most average people just like, hey, can you just suck off my favorite player, like, all the time? And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do that. It's not. I will definitely give them praise when praise is due, and they do, like, good things, obviously. But I am not trying to suck off the same dude, like, fucking. But, like, you just have to say this player is the GOAT. All right, cool. I'm trying to have a more thorough out conversation here, because we have to understand, when you don't do that, you leave out so many other great players that you don't even mention, because you're just going off, like, this one guy, and it's like, that's just, I don't know. I never really was a fan of that too much.
But the issue that the players are going to be forgotten over time. Like Charles Barkley, fans of Charles Barkley are still going to bring him up, but once they're gone, people are going to forget about him. It's the same thing with the players back in the 60s and 70s. Like, even if players who even won championships are getting left out of conversation, because, and this is the thing about it, Kareem is one of the few players that played, I think, 10 years post ABA. I've always said this. NBA has two eras, pre and post ABA 1980. Pre ABA is 1947, 1946-47 to 1980. That's before the 3-point line. Because think about this. If the 3-point line was there from the beginning, Kareem might have not been the all-time leading scorer. It might have been Will Chamberlain. Yeah, because Will Chamberlain, if Will Chamberlain had a 3-point jumper, oh my god.
Well, we got to fact, like, he even just 10 years, like, people consider Phil Jackson one of the greatest coaches of all time. How about 10 years? If no one's ever seen his body at work, they might end up forgetting him. So sort of one of the best coaches ever.
No, not Red Auerbach for the Celtics. This motherfucker has 11 championships in 12 tries. In 12 years.
That's actually incredible.
Hold
on. That means he has a 98% win rate.
He's 11-1. He's 11-1 as a coach.
Even Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers seems to get forgotten a lot too.
You know why? Because they look at the 1 year and then people are playing that revisionist history. Was it overrated? Oh, they only won because the Lakers were injured. Yeah, and then the
same thing like the Kawhi Leonard championship.
Kawhi Leonard 29. Yeah. The 2019 Raptors. The 2004 Pistons. Oh, the Pistons only won because the Lakers were fractured, the locker room. It was like, no, the Pistons were actually good that year. Go back and look at the stats.
Yeah. It's just because that's the thing that we were talking about on the show that night, was that, like, to fully understand what a good player really is, outside of like the GOATs that people bring up, you would have had to actually have watched that year. If I didn't watch those years as much as other people did, I just don't bring it up because I don't want to say something that's just wrong when that just never happened. Like, you have people that'll talk about like LeBron James and like Michael Jordan. Well, people know Michael Jordan is undefeated in finals. LeBron James is not. LeBron James actually has had some pretty embarrassing finals. Remember the one he was with Cleveland where he ran offside between the court and he
I'm gonna tell you that the 2007 finals should not count against LeBron James. It was
that
really,
one, no.
That 2000.
I don't even really count this first one against him because they had a really, really good team.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Back at it now.
That's how shit the East was. He shouldn't have made it to the finals. Detroit was old and injured. New Jersey was injured.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland getting to the. I'm gonna tell you this right now. No team in the East was beating the Spurs in 2007. It just happened that LeBron happened to be the most healthiest team to get to the final. No team in that 2000. Go back and look at that 07 Spurs. Like, no
or even
team.
the year it was the first time they faced in the finals. It was when he had the super team and it was the Spurs. It was like the first of Ginobili's last year.
Yeah.
Don't forget, in one of the games, they were about to lose. They were down in the series. I think it was Spurs probably, I think 3-1 or
no, it was Spurs 3-2.
Yeah, this is when like Miami Heat. Yeah, this is when Miami Heat had Ray Allen. Remember when Ray Allen was on the Celtics before he had some success there, but he left. Yeah, he's the only reason why they got kept alive in this series because he was the one that made very clutch 3-pointers when they were losing. If he doesn't do that, they lose that game.
But don't forget Chris Brown had that rebound to get it to
but the thing is, that's the thing. No one will remember that. No one remembers that Ray Allen saved LeBron.
No. People remember that. The LeBron haters remember that. The LeBron haters remember that.
Oh, like they got this old ass man Ray Allen saving LeBron James. Oh my God, pray for this man.
Yeah, the LeBron James haters remember that. Yeah, I mean he was old too because he was
done after that year. I think he retired after that year, or maybe a year after. I think
he played. I think he played one more year and then he was done.
That's the thing. It's if people didn't watch back then, they would go like, "Oh, well, since LeBron was on the Heat and had the super team, he must have been the best player." It's like that just would negate everything that happened in every game.
I'm gonna tell you this: year 3 is when LeBron was the best player. Year 1, he choked the finals away. He didn't know how to be a leader like the way he should have been.
Dude, looking back at those Warrior teams, it's hard to say it was his fault they lost. That team was just so stacked.
Even when they won, that was more of whether him and Draymond. Like he did have a good clutch comeback, but if you go back and look at those games, the refs were making some calls where I'm like, yeah, they're going to want the Cavs to win this one because. Go back and look at it 2016. The refs were making some calls where I'm like, yeah. That's when I was like, okay, the NBA might be a little fixed. It might be because these refs were calling some bullshit. I was like, yeah, this is bullshit.
Because the thing is, a lot of people bring up like accolades, but the biggest one is LeBron James and Michael Jordan. A lot of people think LeBron James is better. Even if you think that. I mean, if all you think about is accolades, then you can't compare them because Michael Jordan is undefeated in the finals. Like he just wins. He won everything. LeBron James did not. LeBron James had some pretty embarrassing finals himself where he had not just meme-worthy shit. He just ran it down a lot of games. He just completely like one of those games against the Spurs, I remember watching that live. He literally, you could tell he gave up. He had the coach sit him out because they knew they were getting their asses blown out.
That was 2014.
Right? Remember? Yeah. He sat out when he was like, he did the poll. Yeah. He was a player that was performing on the team, wasn't choking, but he lost so much faith. He's like, just had the coach set him out. It's like, then that's the thing is, what are people generally comparing? If people want to talk about the actual player of the game, accolades should count for a lot, but I think there's more that has to be discussed, Because that can't be as you know me, man, that can't be a conversation then because one just trumps the other.
I'm going to tell you why the conversations are kind of dumb because they're trying to compare players from different eras.
Vastly different eras, too. Like you said, the 3-point line, how they were able to foul each other goes into play a lot, too.
It was a lot more aggressive in the 80s and 90s with Jordan and LeBron.
Dude, I think there was a video Eric July uploaded where his team's the Mavs. I think
Yeah.
One guy on the maps, I forgot his name. Jeez, it's been a while. Barely fouled another guy. Barely even touched him. They gave him a foul. I'm like, this is
Yeah,
the game now?
no.
This
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
game now?
yeah.
Slightly touching someone with your elbow is a
Oh,
foul.
not even
Oh
that.
my, oh my God, I'd
Not
have a
even
stroke.
that. There'll be some phantom calls where the guy was close enough to him where he leaned into him. It should have been called an offensive foul. It was called a defensive foul because of where his feet were placed on the line. There, like I said, the NBA got so technical with the way they call fouls that they want more points. That's why they're much stricter on defense. Like back in the day, you gotta think about it. Think about this. There was an NBA game back, I remember 20 years ago. It was Pistons Pacers 2004 when the Pacers choked away the game. Tayshaun Prince gets a block. It was 69-67 in the fourth quarter. You tell me within 4 quarters, nobody scored 70 points. Now you got teams scoring 70 points in one half. The Pacers are the only team I know that can score 75 points in one half in the first half and still lose the game. Like these teams, this league.
Just last year, remember his whole team got destroyed by Denver. Well, to be fair, it was just I forgot the guy's name.
No. It was Jokic. Jokic out here getting double team, just shoots up a 3, hits in. LeBron knew he was done.
You saw his face. You saw his face after they lost. To be fair, they had a chance to win some of those games. Those are a lot closer if you look at them.
Oh no, the Lakers threw away 2 of those games. They threw away 2 of them. Sure.
And you saw his face. That's why. I know people like praising people, but you have to give them praise with also kind of understanding they had some choke moments there too.
Yeah, even Michael Jordan had choke moments before he got to the finals. That's the difference. LeBron got to the finals early and got beat. Michael never had a chance to get to the finals because
he's also a driving factor to winning all those championships too. He's the main reason why a lot of them.
Initially, at first, he was the only player on the team. Or not the only player. Before 87, he didn't really trust his teammates because he would pass on the ball, they'll miss. It's like he got to the point, and it's the same thing with Kobe. Kobe was like, he lets him learn how to trust his teammates, but he always said, I don't want to be around teammates who don't take this game seriously.
Yeah, he got controversy with that. Remember that? Imagine controversy with saying, hey, I don't like playing with dog shit.
It's like today, I got a perfect example. Jess, guy I go to locals with. He won the cup playing Chimp Out. I remember saying, you got to test Chimp Out. If this is your favorite deck, you need to put at least 10 hours a week. Put about 20 matches. He thought I was crazy. This is what I've always said. If anything you take seriously or anything you want to do good in, you have to put practice, even if it's just a game. And when he was practicing, we were testing before. I was like, how do you get out of it? I was like, okay, you need to put down single prizer. You need to put down single prizers and maneuver in a way that they have to play in. You have to play in their style. You play a deck that is very losable to a deck I play, and he was able to, and he won the whole cup. Beat a stall, beat a matchup. He beat matchups that he should have lost to. But it was like, and I said, even if you only practice 2 to 3 hours a day, if you do that for 5 days straight, you get 10 hours. You understand how to break down the game. Once you understand how to analytically break down a situation, break down a deck, know the in the outs of it, that's how you get better. And I tell people this because people think I'm very serious. I am, but my main thing is this.
If you gotta loosen up sometimes. I agree with them. Who are those people? They sound basic.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. When you tell me that you want to go to a regional and win $10,000, you can't just go up there. Of course, you're gonna go there to have fun, but if you want to win, you have to. There's got to be some level of competitiveness and seriousness. Of course, you're there to have fun. Of course, everybody wants to have fun, but you have to also know I have to take this seriously. There has to be a drive in there that's like, I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm going in there. I'm not trying to of course, you're actively saying you're not trying to make new friends, but you're okay if you make new friends. It's always make sure no one distracts you. Make this. Sometimes you might have to be asshole. Like to the guy today, someone was playing one game and commented on somebody else's game. He said, "Yo, that's not cool. Focus on your own game." And I talked to him about it after. He said, "Yeah, I told him it wasn't me. It was another guy who was like, sometimes you got to pay attention to your own shit. Just pay attention to your own game." And I tell people this, like even if it's not a very super competitive, because the cup today wasn't as competitive as we wanted to. But it's like you always got to get in that mindset. You have to be in a competitive mindset, because if you keep doing bad habits, they're gonna catch up with you when you have to have good habits in a real situation. And
that's also playing a card game. If you want to go to a regional, win $10,000, then you can't be playing like, I don't know, name a Pokemon, Jink, insert deck.
Like you can't be playing Jinx EX. That deck sucks. It's fun to play at locals because isn't it cute if I evolve this Pokemon, put your Pokemon on sleep and just knock it out? Yes, but is it consistent? Hell no. Nah. But it's sometimes.
What are you, Hungry Box? That's not like a deck Hungry Box would play.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's Jinx Hypno. You play Hypno, you put Drowsy on your bench, you evolve it with Hypno on your next turn, you accelerate energy with Jinx with like Max Caliber or something, you evolve it, you put the energy on, you go a water energy turn 1, turn 2, you put a double turbo, and now if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, you just knock it out. It just gets knocked out. Boom. Is it consistent? I made it work, but it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass because there's certain movements you have to do, and it's one of those where if you get it to work, you're going, but if not, you're fucked. But I tell people this, and it's the same thing with basketball. It took Michael Jordan 6 years to realize he needed his teammate. Eventually, you think about it, Michael Jordan was going for 63 points in a playoff game and losing. You know that there's I think he lost against the Celtics and he scored 63 points. It's like it's good, but sometimes those lose because you might need another teammate who probably was open, but you decided to take it to the hoop and you missed the shot, or it's like the same thing with Kobe. It's like LeBron is pass first. Sometimes it's always choose your moments. It's the whole thing with Ben Simmons when Ben Simmons could have dunked, but then he decided to pass it to his teammate, and after that, Philly was never the same. Sometimes it's like, okay, it's like sometimes play Charizard, sometimes play a fun deck, because if it depends on what you want to do. Like this year, it's always like every year, it always comes down to it. It's like, and I'm real quick. I'll speak on Genji. Genji, even though last year Genji team fit a little bit better together, this year Genji team already surpassed last year's. They already did.
And we'll go into a MSI 2024 recap. Like I said before, I told you and I told James, I enjoyed watching the tournament. It had nothing really to do with enjoying watching the games. I always enjoy watching the games. I love seeing high-level League of Legends gameplay. I love team fights where it was so back and forth, and I absolutely love it. And I like the MSI format. I'm glad I get to at least have it once a year. We got a chance to see best of fives like virtually every single day. It was the dream. What more can a man ask for? Shox was looking extra juicy and crispy on the desk. Laura was looking all juicy and extra crispy. So, people are saying, if I like the games, I like the format, and I like the gameplay overall. What was my real problem with the tournament? One thing the casters were just so awful this tournament. Like the actual duos of the casters were so bad, especially the narratives they were pushing. Regarding like the BLG PSG Talent one was so criminal. Holy shit! If you heard these people and you were a casual, like I said in the last episode, last Sunday, you would legitimately think PSG were a severely criminally underrated team by the way they would bring up PSG Talent in that best of 5 against BLG. And if anyone watched the BLG PSG series, you saw BLG actively just like not give a shit if they were fucking with them at all, honestly. Just flat out just disgusting, honestly, to push narratives like that. There was, several other narratives too, like just so bad. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, because that was just really, really awful. Like some of the casting, they were just only honing in on like one player and what he's doing. Meanwhile, another player is doing something way better. Like when they were talking about Gen G, it was only honing on Chovy, and Chovy was doing good things. But Keen is out here creating so much space. Correct, Ryan. A great top lane to create space for his team so he can team fight well. Keen is quite literally just making all the space for his team to play out these team fights as well as they can. And like, no one's talking about Keen. I'm like, bro, he's out here making like some hero plays, doing really good things. Like Ben, I mean, they praise Ben, but like looking at how Ben played, he played really, really well. I don't think they actually shitted on top esports enough. Pure Factor Rain, G2 went into off stage, is kind of like just fisted them like really hard.
But let's give it a bug. BLG was the only really good team from LPL.
Are you saying the LPL is a one-team region?
I'm saying this. JDG was better. This is the issue. JDG from last year was the power team. They were the most dominant team there.
Yeah.
JDG losing all pieces. JDG felt like Exodia last year. But what happened when you get rid of Exodia? It's no longer
Exodia Necros, which is much worse.
Oh yeah, that's
not like Exodia Necros. So I'm being honest here. That's an example I can give. Yeah.
That's trash. It's like, think about it. You lose 369. You lose. It's like to top esports. All right, cool. You could probably fix that a little bit. But then when you lose Knight to your competitor,
Knight is literally the LPL Chovy,
and you picked up the guy that you beat last year, YuGiOh, and then YuGiOh got stomped. Got not even by the team.
What's crazy is that YuGiOh beat every single Western team and actually did really well, but until he faced Knight, he just crumbled. I don't know if that's a mental thing. But like, damn, this bro like straight up did a Palafox versus APA. He just went, fuck it, can't do shit. It's like, bro, what happened to you? It's not the player I'm looking at.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's absolutely correct.
It makes sense from BLG. It's like, because that's how the people be like, well, didn't YuGiOh do very well for BLG? Like, yeah, he did, but that's not how they operate, guys. If you lose in crucial moments for Asian teams, they just get rid of you. That's just the way they do things. It's either you win, meet trophies, or you get off. That's just kind of how it works, I don't like it sometimes because, you'd be throwing away some really, really good players, but it's just what it was. And last year with BLG, they were pretty strong. They made the one upgrade, and they made the finals this year again. They also lost finals back-to-back years, too.
Yeah.
But they ended up but like last year, they were strong, and they got the upgrade piece, and they won a game in finals this year over last year where they got 3-0'd, actually. So another thing with top esports that I noticed was Kareem was just not the player that he was in the LPL. You can kind of tell this top esports team is the team that is just kind of 5 good players, but doesn't kind of feel like they like playing together, actually.
No. You
can kind of see it on their faces when they play, or at least in the play styles.
This is why this was an example of my old YuGiOh squad. When we all like playing YuGiOh, but we didn't give a fuck about each other. It was like when the one guy let his friend bag get stolen, and it was like he started getting mad at us, but he never. He if he would have asked me to look out for it, or I would have looked out for it. His friend. That's when you realize your friend ain't your friends, man. The motherfuckers you think are cool, they don't give a fuck about you. And this is what up? What's going on, guys? Bro. And that's the same too. This team didn't like this team. I don't know. They didn't look like a team.
They showed some strong strengths, but they never showed really any good cohesion on the level that. Yeah, go ahead.
They look like the Atlanta Hawks of 2024 with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. Like they're good pieces, but they just never fit. Which
is crazy. Because when you're looking at just like top esports, a lot of people thought they were gonna. I mean, they were supposed to be a top 14. People predicted they ended up finishing 6th. Yeah, they did finish 6th because they lost to G2. G2 ended up finishing 5th, I think, 4th, something like that.
Was the top esports 5th?
Yeah, they finished like 5th or 6th, I think, in that area.
Because it depends on because
it was G2, T1, BLG, Gen G that finished it off. So G2 was 4th. Yeah. T1 was 3rd. Yeah.
They're either 5th or 6th because of Team Liquid.
Yeah.
But top esports beat Team Liquid.
So, well, yeah, they would just be a solid 5th right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I was watching the LPL a good amount of the year. I mean, I don't watch those bad games anymore. Those bad games are like really bad.
Oh no! Those bad games are just
Those bad games actually will give you AIDS.
I'd rather watch IMT versus Dignitas. Some of those like
some of those bad LPL teams.
No,
I don't know if that's money laundering, but those teams are bad.
There are some bad teams this year who are bad, but they play their heart out. EDG, RNG, and there's one other team. They up. They play their asses off.
Oh god.
The team with Vikla was trash. Rare ass. Ray Adam was garbage. EDG and RNG being below them is disgusting. Ray Adam shouldn't have won. They stole some series.
I love how there's a team in there called fucking Ultra Prime, and they do nothing but lose.
They did go up. They were better than last year.
Shit!
They technically did win up to nowhere, but they were Team World Elite started off great and then fell off. Ninjas, that was my surprise.
Ninjas had a strong start. They just in the playoffs just couldn't get together. I think it was one of their players I think it was a top side. Top side just couldn't.
Oh no! Their top side was absolute. I'm gonna say this. Yeah, it was the top side. Their bot lane kind of disappeared for a bit too. It felt like at one point it was just rookie.
Oh, remember FPX and Milky Way. Like FPX team is pretty bad outside of Milky Way. How the fuck he made that entire team work?
Oh my god, FPX. Oh my god, I feel. Can we just put Milky Way on Ninjas and just let FPX go 0-17? That team dogs.
It's crazy because Milky Way is actually supposed to be on RNG. They loaned him to FPX. Yeah, you can just loan players in the LPL. I'm like, huh? That's never.
How you loan a player to a team that they get better but they still suck? It's like
they did it for Ben. Ben was on RNG. It's the last time they won anything back in 2022, and then they loaned him. They had to get him back to BLG because he wasn't really their player, honestly. So they gave him back to BLG. And then now BLG's won.
BLG's winning. RNG's out here looking bad. Free my nigga Milky Way, man. Just put him. Put him.
I don't know where to free him to. Put him on any team. Granted, the play style would have to work, but give him to top esports, please, man. Like, can we stop with TN, man?
Yeah, thank you. TN gotta go. He's I know
TN against Western junglers is like that Chad meme. Like he's all buff and shit, big dick hanging out. Anytime it's a better player than him, he just fucking gets railed. Like Canyon straight. Canyon did some unthinkable things to that man.
TN is the Dallas Cowboys versus the NFC East, and then like against the Western teams. But when he could go against anybody against Eastern teams, he forgets how to play. Because I'm telling you right now, Dak knows how to beat the Eagles, Giants, and Washington. But when this motherfucker plays the NFC North or the NFC West, this motherfucker forgets how to play. And that's 10. I'm like, wait a minute. You out here telling motherfucking APA to shut up. And then G2's clapping your cheeks. Fuck out of here, nigga.
This man lost to Yike playing.
You lost to Yike. Yikes. Fuck.
Yike couldn't even competitively jungle in front of these guys last year. He actually quite crumbled under pressure. This year he actually didn't. This year he actually played very well under pressure. I got to give him credit. It was actually a big reason why they were winning a lot of the games too.
Yup, and then TN is the one crumbling, and Tim and Cream. Oh my god, that jungle
Cream just never showed up. Like remember, he came from that hyped up OMG team that was
OMG got lucky with some games last year because teams forget how to like play out third comps. Like
remember Shanji went to Ninjas. Shanji didn't look all that good compared to when he was on OMG. So top esports are like, hey, we'll take Cream, who looked really, really good on OMG, and we'll replace Rookie. Remember, Top replaced Rookie with Cream.
You could have just cut Rookie then. Fuck it. I would have just cut Rookie. The fuck?
They're like, oh, he's this new rookie, pun intended.
He's a new Rookie. Got to change his name. He ain't been a rookie in like 5 years, nigga.
but has been a rookie since 2013. Man, been playing for almost a decade. He did some
change. His name's still Rookie? Oh, nah. Change that shit. Change your name to Veteran.
No, you don't want to be known as Veteran. That guy's a fucking retard.
Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Change your name to old nigga.
No,
old ninja.
That's how you get banned at it. Oh, China might like that actually. The Jackie Chan word he used in fucking Rush Hour 1.
My nigga. Yeah, nigga. You gotta, yeah.
I don't understand it. Like, looking back at it now, I don't think Rookie played it the best on top esports. But if this is what Cream's going to offer internationally, like, Rookie never played bad internationally whenever he went. He always did very, very well. Even when he lost, he played great. He was never the reason why his team lost. So top esports were probably thinking, hey, we got this new rookie, different rookie. He could be our franchise player. They had arguably one of the best mid laners ever in their region on their roster finally. Yeah. And they just let him go for Cream. And yeah, I think Cream played good, but I told people with that home crowd, the way he was choking in the finals, I just foresaw that happening. I'm sorry, like, happens when people get up in their first finals and they start playing. He's just crumbled in every game.
Yeah,
he had a few standout games against APA, but like, guys, what does that really mean? Honestly,
that's APA, man. That's AP fucking A. Like,
any Eastern player against any bad Western player is an automatic win in most cases, unless there's some huge discrepancy there. Honestly.
And I tell people, it's like, even PSG look good. Like, PSG looked good, and we saw how that ended for them. They got into group stage. They got absolutely clapped. I don't think they won a game.
Yeah,
I don't think they won a fucking game. It's like, and then people out here say, "Oh, PSG." I was like, "No, PSG don't like
PSG's actually not good." I'm sorry. They're actually worse than last year. Last year they were fine. I don't know why they made any roster changes. This year they chose to bring Betty, who used to play in the LPL with Flash Rolls and Maple back in the day, and then they role swapped Woody to support. They have arguably the worst top laner I've ever seen. You know what's the worst thing to me in League of Legends? Is I can respect if some guy does something, at least, and he fails, but at least he tries. Yeah. I can still respect that. Ozzy, that top laner, I don't know how he was in the PCS the season. I didn't watch. But from what I saw at MSI, he was walking around doing nothing. Useless.
Yep.
Just useless, just like a Menace was for Cloud9 last year by MSI. He just useless. He just did nothing, offered nothing, and just was existing. That's the worst thing you can do. It's just do nothing. At least try something. You can't give him Cassante. You can give him Jax. You can give him Camille. You can't give his ass Aatrox. He can't play Erdod. What can he do? If you can't play Cassante, then what are you? Actually, even Evie played Cassante. Oh god, yeah. So with the LPL, I mean, to be fair, Gen G and BLG were in the finals. That was a prediction LPL made, which came true. That's probably, if I'm being honest, that's probably the first time that's ever ended up happening. Or at least the second time. Because the first MSI ever was SKT EDG. This is one of those rare times where the actual prediction for the finals ended up happening. And BLG, I think they looked as strong as people thought. They were a little bit weaker. Yeah. I don't know what was wrong with them. It felt like you knew they could win most games, but there was a lot of moments where I was like, I know this team was a lot better. What's going on here? Maybe, I don't know if the player was sick. I don't know if it was the meta. I don't know if it was just miscommunications on stage. It looked like Jun wasn't really getting it done like he normally did. Ben had to kind of carry them in a lot of cases. Knight, champion pool did get exposed a lot. You know?
My God.
He couldn't play certain champions very well. He's still individually great, but if you can only play like 3 champions, it's like, oh God. And it's crazy because he's going to beat mostly anybody that's not him, even with a small champion pool, which is crazy to think about, actually.
Yeah, because think about it, you're able to ban out 5 from Faker, and Faker's still able to make it competitive game 5.
Yeah, you just don't give, please stop giving him, okay, a Knight can only play like 3 champions, but please stop giving that guy Ari 29 game win streak on that champion. Who was that team that decided to give him that? Coma decided we could be his 29th win. Bruh. Stop. You gotta stop doing that. Why? Just get rid of it. Please. I don't got to see him win 30 times to know, okay, this guy's just a goat Ari. I get it. I'll bend over and take that charge you're going to put in my butt. Good lord. Fuck, man. God, but that's BLG. I mean, I agree. I think the LPL is actually pretty weak this year. Like, looking at the games, they're pretty weak this year. I think it is just a one-team region. I mean, hopefully JDG can get it together. Hopefully YuGiOh and Ruler can get along to get together. Or I think Ruler and not missing. Oh my god, that name just goes in of itself. Fuck. Ruler and what's the
still missing from last year. I still got APB out for him. Where the fuck
this man has not let down that LNG fucking crapped out at Worlds.
LNG and JDG, them two, like LNG, the whole team was missing. That in game 4 of the semifinal, missing. He lived up to the name. He was nowhere to be found. Where he at? We're missing at, man. I got an APB out for him. All four bulletin out for missing. That month, the whole LNG. Oh my god. Oh my. I'm not gonna talk about them again.
We've did enough roasting of them. When I saw that criminal Jarvan play that Tarzan did, I was like, all right, they got paid off by the Korean government, because I don't know how you make those plays with a brain like that. That's just,
but half the team was Korean. Now that's the sad part. Like,
the best parts about the team are Korean. The best parts.
But also the worst parts, because they were the Korean players were choking hard. And oh god, Tarzan, watch out for that tree. Jesus Christ.
So that's the LPL. We'll go to what's next. We'll do the LCK then. I mean, I'll be honest here, guys. It's been pretty much Korean favored at these last 2 international events. Like, it's been pretty Korean favored. Like, people factor in, if T1 hadn't trolled that draft in game 3 with Zach, I don't know. I just still don't know why Faker's on Zach. You factor in, if T1 maybe had won that game with a different draft, we're looking at the Gen G T1 finals in China.
Yep.
It was one game away from being Gen G T1 finals.
Think about this. If it go all the way back to last year MSI, and Faker doesn't prick Nautilus, it might have been a T1 DDG final.
Again, a rematch of the finals. Oh, sorry, the rematch of the winners.
I'm saying T1 doesn't troll in the upper bracket finals against DDG.
Why is it back-to-back years? He did this. This is different coaches, too. They didn't have Coma last year. Faker did not play unconventional picks. Okay, guys? They have a player on their team called Carrier. He doesn't care what he plays. This man plays Caitlyn support.
Oh, man.
He can do that. He'll play. He was the guy that pulled out Callisto support. He was like, I can play ADC, but we have an ADC.
Rumble support. Oh my god.
Okay, he actually made that look OP as hell, honestly.
But yeah.
And guess what BuSiO did? BuSiO tried it himself, and
no. Yeah. The worst one. You remember when Carrier trolled against that one team and picked Azir support, and then BuSiO saw he could do it as well? I was like, and then Double doesn't never want to say this. You know, he was playing with an idiot last year with BuSiO. BuSiO just he even said it. Yeah, I watch a lot of LCK. I'm like,
what?
Nigga,
and by a lot,
support.
Just be honest, by a lot, he just means watching T1.
T1 and Gen G. It's just them two. T1.
Yeah. When anyone says I watch a lot of LCK, you talk about you watch Fakers and you watch Gen G.
He watches T1 and Gen G. I would say it'd be like 70-30 T1. I was like, oh my god, Carrier made Azir support look good. Oh my. BuSiO. And Double if he's just too nice to say it. Double wanted to say that BuSiO was an idiot sometimes.
And he was trash. He probably thought BuSiO was trash too. That's why he didn't want to play with him anymore. He wanted to go back to Team Liquid to play with Core.
Plus also he didn't want to play with a guy that was brand new. He even said that he didn't really care for.
He never liked. That's why I knew it wouldn't work. I knew going, and he's mentioned this a lot to me. He doesn't like playing with rookie players.
He did say that BuSiO is smart, but there's at times I wonder about if he thinks too hard. In a sense, he says sometimes BuSiO overthinks. That's what he wanted to say. Sometimes BuSiO is cooking too hard. Oh, let me try. What the fuck was he? One time he tried to play Ash support in Scrib, and then Edward, because you're not an ADC. The fuck? So you want to double up to play Sutter while you play Ash? No, double up. No. That's not his play style. That's not gonna work. You two ADC. That's me. If one of y'all gets CC'd, both y'all dead.
Because that's the problem. Because I knew people went into the event kind of like not thinking T1 would have played well. There was only just various instances where I thought they weren't playing well. Like Faker's laning phase was pretty like not there, but even when his laning phase wasn't there, he made it happen for us. Team Doctor, and it was him the reason why they won against G2. You know, he made it happen for them when it mattered.
But their comps were like they
I don't know why they tunnel hard on like that one game where Faker can definitely probably play Yasuo better than Zeus. They could give Zeus Zac and they could make it happen. You know?
I think that's what it was, and they changed it last minute. Because when you go back and look at some of their scrims, they be trying to switch and they be trying to give Zeus more carry support.
They didn't even lane swap. I don't think they lane swapped at all this tournament, did they?
No. Faker said T1 doesn't like lane swapping.
They always play standard. Yeah, LTK is very big on that.
That's why that's why G2 getting on 5 games was not a surprise. They said one issue with G2, the reason why we were able to beat them, G2's very predictable in their mid game. And that's why G2 has to figure out how to switch shit up. Because one thing T1 and I think it was Top Esports, but see, the difference between Top Esports and T1 was able to adjust. Top Esports wasn't. That's why Top Esports got 3-0'd.
Also, Hansama and Mickey X played very, very well on that day to play against Top Esports. Now, because the thing is, I know people are going to be down on T1 because obviously they're champions going into this. They were like one game away from making the finals. I mean, at the end of the day, they actually almost still finished top 3. And we're like one game away, quite literally a single game from getting to the finals again. So I'm thinking this is still a very strong team. It's just, there are some cracks there, but like as I said before, even if there are cracks there, you would have to be as good as BLG to exploit them. Not average teams are going to be doing that.
Yeah.
Like the average team is not going to do that. As we saw when they faced FlyQuest can't exploit anything but the fucking airport seats that they're sitting on going back home.
I will speak about FlyQuest real quick. FlyQuest needs to fly. Yeah, airport fly. They flew over to China just to fly right back home a week later. They not even making it out of the playing stage. It's just that's
even PSG made it out of the playing stage. That's fucking crazy to think about.
And they 2-0'd you in the most embarrassing fashion. And then you get rid of the problem that wasn't really a problem because
they went 0-4. They went 2-4. No, they went 2-4 drop. Bro, that's like my regional records.
Like, that's a YuGiOh regional record where you just play out 6 rounds, and then as soon as they call side events, you just scoop up the match, play the side event.
They quite literally flew to went to an event. They're FlyQuest flying to the event. They quite literally went to the event. They fly for a drop.
They fly to quest into a tournament just to quest right back home, and then they let go of Justin. I would say that let go of Justin was the right move and the wrong move. I think it was the right move because he was never going to work with that team. I think it was the wrong move because they shouldn't have fired him. They should have got rid of this. Is going to sound a little spicy. Aspire looks like an asshole. I'm sorry. He don't look like him and Whippo. They're too arrogant for their own good.
So what Monty said on Summoning Insight was that basically the team had ended up, let's say, mental booming or mentally imploding. I don't know what he had heard to make people tell him that. I mean, obviously people tell him stuff because he was in the industry for a long time. I can only guess who mentally imploded in this team. I can only guess, obviously. The bot lane mentally boomed on their own. That was an entirely different. Most it was just Busio's brain falling out of his skull and him just being a corpse on a stage.
Yeah, Basu tried to do his best, but Basu's a rookie. That's me. Basu's gonna have rookie jitters. Justin's trying to do his best, but he get gapped. Fuck. It was like I'm not gonna lie. That team shouldn't have worked. and that should say a
We
lot
did
about it.
say they were a dark horse team for the LCS split, but like this is LCS. This ain't like anything competitive.
I said they could win the split, but also I said also
Mm-hmm.
this team on paper should work. You have two players who were Whipple, who got to what MSI or the World Finals,
Yeah,
or MSI World Finals. Jensen, who got to no, he got to MS World
semifinals
no,
and MSI
okay,
finals. Yeah.
yup. Expired, who's been in LEC finals as well
He's
as
LEC MVP. He went to
yeah,
MSI before. He's won an LCS split. It's a big
and
personalities like that run the team. So like,
two
you know what's crazy, man? I know Bwipo acts like a certain way to people on stream. I've actually met the guy. I've went to the LCS game where he was at it. We was casting. I've talked to him. My thing with him is like the way that he portrays himself to like the audience is, I'd
yeah,
imagine, not the same way he acts like on teams. Like you can tell
yeah,
he's a big vocal part of the team with Inspired.
yeah,
You can tell they essentially run the team. And I just don't think Inspired and Jensen's playstyles work out very well. Or maybe Inspired can't work with anyone. I mean, Inspired did work with Jojo Pion. So maybe it's just a playstyle thing, actually. Because
yeah.
I think the thing is, if you're looking at who to replace over Busio and Jensen, I think they only kept Busio because he was less combative, probably with Inspired. Because remember, Inspired and Busio can't work at all. I mean, that's just like not synergy. That
Oh
is like
no, God no.
fucking going to Walmart and picking up a blind chick or some shit. Like that's just like not
You got
working.
you got two people who are analytical in the way they think. That's me. That's always not a good thing. It's like when you and I talk about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
you either code stats or I code stats about something. Like when it comes to league, you know more about league than me. When it comes to sports, I would say I depending on what sport I would know more about
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
YuGiOh, Pokemon is 50. I would say I know more about Pokemon than you. You probably know more YuGiOh. And it says it might be 50. Like market wise, I'll say you know a lot more than me. I think competitive, I'll say there's a balance. There's no balance on FlagQuest. It's like Inspired has the experience, Busio doesn't. Busio only knows what's on paper, but he doesn't have the experience to be like, oh, I want to play this. Or it's like that's why Busio here picking weird picks. You're like, what the oh, he's doing that shit again. Okay, he's doing that shit again, guys.
My
All
question
right,
is
right.
like, why keep someone like him though? He actually quite literally, at least Jensen played as well as people thought he was. Like, to be fair, Jensen had been playing. Jensen wasn't playing well at World 2022. He wasn't obviously going to be good at this international event. Given his last international showing, why keep Lucio though? He actually quite literally ran it on stage
my
in
main
the
thing
most
is
egregious way possible.
my main thing is does it come down to money? That's the question.
I don't know, honestly. It could be
Does it,
true. I
does
mean,
it come down to money?
Jensen's contract, from what I heard, is a fair bit, I will say.
Yeah, it's like it's like, do you keep the guy who's not as good but cheaper? And that's the same thing I was telling you about earlier. That sometimes don't keep the person that's worse because they might be either less combative or cheaper. That happens a lot of times. I've gotten fired because I was the smarter dude. I knew how to make the company better, and they don't like that. Some companies do not like when you make stuff better because you might take their job. It's like you can't be smarter than the coach, or you can't be more analytical than the coach because the coach will be like, why the fuck do I need you? Why I can just get a player who's just going to play? It's like if you could do both. Like some people are so afraid that you might overstep it that don't let you go and they'll cut their nose off to spite their face. That's some of these coaches and managers will do that, and that's the fucked up thing about it. It's like why is in my honest opinion, I would have gotten rid of Busio and Inspire. I don't think Inspire's ego is good for the team long run. I would have probably kept Busio over Inspire. I would have probably looked for a juggler, probably career or somebody that has no ego. Because at this point you don't want to play with an ego like that. Like his leadership did like it looked bad. Like it would be.
Do you know why they'll probably end up still keeping him? Maybe they might. The whole green card situation. So they could obviously green card him in so he won't count as an import. A lot of teams did this. 100 Thieves did this. I know for sure that was an example where they had some jank players, but they were trying to green card in their other core players to build a better roster of like imports / pseudo imports, you know? So I think they might try to keep inspired so we could get a green card, because there has to be, I think, some level of like years of eligibility of living here to get it.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 years.
And like, it's true. If Jensen costs this much money, but he like, isn't really giving you what you want potentially, and he's not working that well with the team, he's the easiest person to cut. But that's the thing is, they made the LCS finals. They got pretty embarrassed. They got pretty destroyed in the finals too. Even though they had a great series against Team Liquid previously before, they had peaked in that series before. You knew, because Nuke had said, "I'm surprised we're playing this good." Automatically, when I hear those kind of interviews, I'm like, all right, the
minute I heard that, I was like,
all right, they played their best League of Legends at that moment in time. We're not seeing that ever again.
Trust me. That's the day when the guy told me, "Oh, I was surprised I was able to win the matchup against this person." I was like, "What?" Because
you're like, "Hello."
Yeah, because like people were surprised that I was able to win a matchup against the matchup I was supposed to lose. I'm like, "Oh no, trust me, I've been tested against this matchup." Like when you hear those words from a coach, you're like, one or two things. First, your first thought is like, what the fuck is going on for you to say that? And two, should we be worried? And then you
my thing is always worry. It always goes bad. Every time how many times has that been said to you, or you heard it and you're like, this has always gone good? That is like never happened.
Oh, trust me. I be hearing that at my old job. I'd be like, oh, it's like it was like, oh, I was surprised they showed up today. I was like, what the fuck you mean by that? Oh, they tend to, as soon as they get paid,
like not show up at all. They tend to like show up 2 days out of the work.
No. This what it is. Oh yeah, every time he gets paid on that day, he doesn't show up to work. I'm like, the fuck you mean by that? We get paid on a Tuesday, the busiest night of the week, and this motherfucker don't. Okay, nope. We not doing that. Schedule somebody else. Nope. Yeah. On Tuesdays we get paid. He ain't working. And because if I end up getting fucked, you get fucked. That's how I said it straight to my manager. If I get fucked, you get fucked. And I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you harder than you fuck me. And she started laughing. I think she took it differently than the way she saw I was gonna fuck her. No. Trust me. I'm gonna make sure shit gets fucked up. If the health department comes in, we're gonna fail that bitch. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to fire me, because I'm gonna make sure we fail this motherfucker. Don't.
I wanted to ask you that because what, like, I know we talked about we talked about the Jensen thing last week a little bit, but I don't know, like this. I don't know how this guy's gonna react to Inspired and Whipple being on the team. Remember in that Fnatic video? Remember when Razork asked Jun, "Did you tilt?" It looked like you were tilting, and Jun was like, "Yeah." Like, Korean players will tilt if they think their teammates are too bad. It happens on a lot of them. If they think you're too shit, you're about to that guy about to not play anything level of good. Yeah. So like them replacing Jensen, I think they replaced the wrong person, but fucking hell, man, you had to do something. Yeah. We even said they had to do something. They couldn't play that same roster again. Not after how badly they got destroyed. There's no way. There's no way you could even show your face on stage.
Once they lost the way they did to PSG, no, there's no way how you keep that team. No. Because there's argument that Loud should have been in the final or in the final of the playing stage, and they just didn't throw. Think about it. Loud was one team fight away from being, was it 2-0? And who the fuck were they up against? PSG? No. Who was Loud up against 2-0? They were 1-0 up, and then they threw a team fight and just was the VCS?
I think so. Yeah. Oh my god, they were in the base about to win, and they just were like, "Yeah, we don't want to win anymore."
All they had to do was just move back and then play, and then
at that point, you just have to just win. You just have to just win.
They were just one team fight away from winning, and they just, let's not win today. What the? I ain't never seen a team that's throw that hard. And then I go back and look at I was like, damn, what the fuck? I part because I know people are looking at this new Dig team. I hope FlyQuest does not get to Worms because I'll be honest, I got no faith in it.
Well, before that, let's do the Fnatic thing. Did you watch the Fnatic video? Did you watch Legends in Action episode 2 for MSI, or the Razork part?
I watched most of it.
Oh my god, this is so bad. Like, I know people are gonna look at the Razork part and go, "Man, that man just flamed the shit out of Noah." Because remember, he said in the video, he was like, "Man, Noah, I was sick today, and I feel like I showed up better than you, bro." A guy who was sick as shit played better than a guy who was healthy.
Yep.
I'm just saying that this Fnatic roster can't work, man. I'm sorry.
No.
Like, minus Noah, they are good individually. They're not good as a team. They cannot work. There's no way you can watch that episode. Just watch literally the entirety of this Fnatic roster. At least the core 4 pieces, not Jun. Jun only came in just in winter. This core, watch that episode. Watch the newest episode of Legends in Action, episode 2, and then watch their voice comms. This team cannot work. It is there's going to be a huge mental implosion. I could foresee a random roster change middle part of the season. There's just no way, man. Absolute no way this can work.
This is what I think is going to happen.
Like, Jun in their room was just sitting there like, damn. Yep.
This is what I think is going to happen. I think Fnatic still want to make the playoffs. I don't see Noah making it to next year.
They're on the hook for Noah's contract, but like I said before, after this year is over, please, they are not keeping that guy.
Whose contract is up this year for Fnatic?
I'm pretty sure Humanoid signed until the end of 2025, and I think Razork did too. So I think they're potentially staying. Okay, Noah's contract is probably going to be up. They just got Jun. I don't think. Did they get Oscar in what last spring? They got him.
Okay,
so I think Oscar and Noah will be the players that they hope to move. Because that's the thing. Yeah. Given how coin flippy Humanoid is, I still don't think they have the balls to actually remove him. Even though, I think they probably should to some degree if you argue it. But then again, it's like, who are you going to get better? And it's like, I mean, you have... you just have nobody. Because this league sucks, honestly. Razork quite literally is their best player. Probably should not be getting rid of that guy. But that's the thing is, how long is Razork going to sit here with bum as fuck teammates like that, not winning any trophies, and just sitting here he's going to just take it in the ass for these fucking players? Yeah, like, he's going to get all the praise for being their best player, and I think he has been their best player. I'm not disagreeing with people with that. But he can't just sit there and just lose constantly with these guys. This is not possible.
Just constantly just lose to G2. It's like, at what point?
It's the same thing with Reckless. Reckless had to just lose to G2 while they're just out there partying, celebrating, getting bitches and shit. And
this was the split for them to win, and then they end up getting fucked.
They almost didn't make top 4 in winter. It was just because SK Gaming choked against them that they even made top 4. They ended up almost losing to BDS this time around. Yeah, I wanted them to go to MSI because I thought they'd at least put up some better fight than their other teams. But I didn't say that with any like, man, I think they're going to go there and just start shitting on people. No, I wanted them to go because I just didn't want BDS to go. I
didn't want BDS to go.
I just want BDS to go. Like, I liked seeing Razork play international stage. I think he's a great jungler, actually. I'd rather see Razork play than fucking YuGiOh. You just give me that. I'll take Razork all day.
Yeah, YuGiOh or the Vitality jungler.
Geez. Dagless. Yeah, please. People like, I want Vitality MSI. Yeah, Dagless versus fucking Owner. He might actually just get on stage and just bend over and open your ass if you want to do that.
No, fuck all that. Dagless versus TN. I don't think he's even good enough to be TN. The fuck?
Yeah. Just actually get on stage, open your ass, and tell just TN to fuck you. Because that's just what's gonna happen if that were to ever be a thing.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think Dagless beats Umpty. The fuck?
No, yeah.
You saw Team Liquid just dispatched of Fnatic, just dispatching them. Noah out here just non-existent with YuGiOh not being much better, but it was like, it's like that's how you. This motherfucker was so bad. It was also like Wayne really so white he made Brian Gomes look like Malcolm X. Noah was so bad that he made YuGiOh look like fucking Guma Yusi. Like, what the fuck? You know you must be bad when you got YuGiOh higher.
I told people last show we had Noah playing this bad is going to tilt other people. Noah's bad gameplay has now tilted Jun. Jun's just Razork asked him straight to his face. He was like, "You getting tilted, Jun?" He was like, "Yeah, I get tilted." It just there's nothing. Jun can play out of his mind, and they're still gonna lose. Like Noah playing this bad is now actually affecting their performance.
At this point, dude, Fnatic just give Noah the daily treatment. Just put him on Seraphine and just put
Needs to be on something he can make an effect on. He can't do anything.
Put him on Seraphine and then put Jun on Senna or fucking Ash or Miss or somebody. You gotta put him on because you can't. It's like it. And Noah has flashes of like when he could be great. He has flashes of it. And then it's like
it was only those first 2 weeks. Yeah, if he could ever get back to that first 2 week form he had when he first joined, he's not that player though. Maybe this is just who he is really.
What do you think it is? Is he just not that good or is it nerves? Because part of me wants to say it's nerves because it's like
he said
I don't
he said in the episode that when he was on KT, someone else played bad. He got kicked for it. So maybe he feels like that's the thing. Is he afraid of getting? Buddy, you're getting kicked. They already decided on this. This is gonna happen at the end of the year. This is a prolonged thing. You're already gone. Let's not play games there. You're gone. Now, if you play very, very good in summer and in Worlds, they might rethink it. I don't think they should.
I don't think so. I think he's still gone. I think what they might do is they might try to get him onto another. They might put him on.
Who's gonna buy him, dude? Who's gonna buy him? Is he actually an upgrade over anybody? Over maybe like the actual worst ADCs in the league? And at that point, what does he even offer at that point anyway?
You could put him on an academy team or not academy team on a ERL team or something. Sun because he has potential, but Sun I don't know. Sun
all the KFC.
Yeah, definitely China. China got some good KFC. I know that motherfucker was eating. They got some good ramen. They got some good chicken.
That's why he couldn't play well. He just got fucking more fat. Why am I looking at a menace 2 years in a row? God damn! The fact that they played against each other in the fucking best of three, bruh.
That's sad too.
That was peak trash.
And a menace looks better. It's like I don't know
what can happen. Like in the episode, I know you watched it. Remember, Razork was like, "Well, Oscar, when you're ahead, you have insane comms." Well, not he even said, but if Oscar's behind, he doesn't talk about TP. He said there's at least 2 players in the roster that go to scrims. They have constantly. He mentioned this. It's not just a one-time thing. Yeah. Constantly going to scrims. They have a bad day. You see it on their faces. They're about to have a bad day, and then it's just hell. He said scrim games, stage games, and then Dardo, their team coordinator, is like saying like this is unacceptable, and it's like. I want people to actually watch this blow up with me. No, we're about to watch this bad blow up. We need to see this in real time. This is terrible. I want you people to watch this with me and tell me is this a functioning team? I want you to look at this. Watch this with me.
I saw that shit and I was like, damn.
This is bad. This is actually terrible. And what's crazy, them being this bad, they're the second best team in the LEC. This region sucks. Balls. Ass. Juice. Terrible region.
Team Vitality could have overtaken. They beat G2, then lose to KC. This is why I said you can't be losing this. You can't be like that's like you can't lose to a shit team then beat a good beat a good team and lose to a shit team after. You can't do that. Like
if they want a better player than Noah, they could just go get Ice. Go pick up Ice then or some shit. I don't know. It starts about right here. Give me one second. They lost. He's crying like a little bitch because he's a fucking dirty Mexican. All right. I'll put on captions because they talk in European, so sometimes it's hard to understand when people are new to how they speak. This is the last episode, and we'll be back with this show on June 6th, actually. Because that'll be before we can do a ranking for the LEC teams, which is everything's trash but G2 essentially.
It's G2, and then who decides to put second?
The tier list is just G2, and then just a giant question mark, and everyone else who exists.
S tier G2, and it's like, okay, do we put Fnatic at
the rest? Fnatic should be at the bottom for how they played bad in MSI.
Like,
all right, here it is, right here.
Okay. What do we think went wrong today? We were for sure not expecting to lose against them, right? So what do you guys think went wrong?
Wasn't feeling the greatest today. Still tried to do what I used to do. But it felt like from the first game, we were completely out of it. I think first game, I was a bit out too. But we were not playing to our bare minimum. And we were not talking. I think second game, Oscar kind of won behind, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he had a great Cassante game. Yeah, I agree.
Third game, drafts not very good. And
that game 3 draft when they gave humanoid fucking way. Oh my god, yeah, that game 3 draft was you need to be reported for that. That is criminal.
I'm reporting you for throwing that. No, if you did that with me and MSK, we will report you.
I actually get off stage. I'll bow to the Chinese crowd. I'm like, I can't play this. I'm leaving. That is unplayable. You play fucking way into Aurelian Soul, and you just gonna get fucked.
I'll report you in game. Like I reported for bad drafting and bad team. I'll report you in game. I'm not even waiting to the end. I'm gonna just like go AFK for about 2 minutes and just report you. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. That's disrespectful.
We're not talking. We're mega easy and lost on the map. A 4th game. I have no fucking clue what happened 4th game. I don't know if it's because of the hour that we are supposed to play, but I feel like there is no excuse to play this shit like we played today.
This cannot happen ever again. I want to, because I don't understand it either for that or reflect and see, but I want to know what you think is the issue that this happened.
Even though I have fever at night and I can barely sleep, but I felt like I was in way better conditions than you today, Noah, for example.
That's probably the nicest way he could say that, other than saying, you're just a fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like me being mega sick, and I even had fever during the series, I felt like I was more focused than you.
I think we just can't handle playing under pressure. Because we didn't have any pressure against the better teams because we are supposed to lose, and now that we are supposed to win, we just can't play. It's disgusting. And it was from the first game, I knew that like this day is mega packed because no one is doing it.
I don't even know what happened, honestly. Like, we were just not playing games. I guess it doesn't matter. I think when there is pressure, we just don't play.
That's the thing is, they're mid laner. They're paying, I don't know how many zeros in money, I would say. They're paying, the guy's got a huge contract with them, he said. Because remember, they tried to move Human up before, but, contracts too expensive or whatever. He literally said they cannot play under pressure. Then why are they even together as a unit anymore? If the mid laner is like, I don't think we can play under pressure. I think our team is trash.
At that point, I'm evaluating, okay, who's the most expendable piece? Sometimes it's like, and this is why I say sometimes the best players get traded because they're the most expendable at that moment. It's not always, like in this one, I want to say it is. In basketball, sometimes you see the star player get traded because it's like, oh, he's the easiest contract to move. It's like, oh, shit. In this case, it's like you look at it, it's like, who, if we traded, would get better? Because it's either like more contract that could be like 2-year contract. You're looking at the guy right in the middle between Razork and Oscar. You're looking at him, you're like, is there a possibility that we can get someone better? If we can, let me know and we'll sign up immediately and get this guy out of here. Like I've always said, in those cases, I'd rather see if he's able to get on the ERL team or put him somewhere. Because I don't want no one losing their job, but I also don't want to keep around people who don't give a fuck. I've always said this, this is why in restaurant jobs, I'm like, if I'm around cooks and our servers who don't give a fuck, I don't want to be around you. Definitely cooks. Servers, I ain't got to deal with you. It's like, but cooks,
disgusting how we played.
Yep.
We went into the practice room this morning, and I saw a couple of you guys, and I knew, oh, it's gonna be a shit day already.
Keep in mind, during later in this video, they mentioned this happens a lot. Like, I agree. You could have 1 or 2 shit days. It happens to the best people. It's okay.
Yeah.
Every day?
Nah, not every day.
This gotta just break. She got some fat titties. Just break up the team.
She got a kid.
You can tell from their faces. Game 4, we completely fucked up on draft. That's on us. Game 3 or Game 3. But guys, we cannot play like this. Like,
it's also about the pressure, but like when I saw everyone today, and even after the first game, I felt like no one wanted to win. If we play against fucking Genji and we are playing like this, we are getting stomped in 20 minutes, 3 games in a row.
Well, that happened. Don't let people gas you up to say, oh, well, we had some close games against Genji. You didn't win a single one of them. Yeah, you only took a single tier 1 turret the entire series.
Close.
People said they played well against Genji. That is just a lie, factually.
Close might be, we were 5,000 gold behind after 10 minutes. All right, cool. That might be a win. Like, see, it also comes down to mentality. It's like Kobe ain't happy with just a single season win. No, I don't give a fuck about a win. Like, I could go 49-33 as long as I get to the final. Anything below a championship, or in this case for them, like you getting beat the fuck by Genji like that, you shouldn't be happy about that, even though you were the underdog. You only getting 1 tower. You gotta
a single bot tower.
Yep.
In the entire series. That is just bad. And people wanted to make that as a win for them. That's how you know the region is desperate.
That's a mentality thing.
I don't want to ever see that again.
I don't know how to say this. I just feel like we have some players here in this team that regularly are not at their best shape to play. You know? And I feel like it's completely fine, and it happens in every single team that one day one player is not feeling the greatest, or one player has a bad day, but the other 4 are completely in the zone and they can back him up, But I feel like for us, we always have 2-3 players that they are completely out of it,
I don't know. You can kind of tell who he's kind of referencing. He says regularly they have 2 players that are just always not there. Bro, what do you? If I heard that out of my star player, I'd be like, bro, we gotta make some changes.
Noah, who do you think the other player is? That one right there?
It's probably Oscar Renan.
Do you think it's? Noah's the first one. Noah's the first one. That's
definitely, yeah.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
That's fucking obvious. Like,
it's either Oscar Renan or Humanoid, because I don't think Jun's been out of it. I don't know. I don't think.
That's what I'm saying.
They run it down one game, or they are just completely mental for the day, and this includes just scrims and stage games, And if you are in a stage game and I'm sick, and then you have 2 players that they are not feeling that greatest, or they can't focus, then it's unplayable, because we are not talking. It's 2 players actively thinking about the game. The rest 3 are autopilot. How is the map gonna play out? You can't play the map.
First starting, I'm sorry to comment. I always try hard on school stage or whatever, but what stage? I think I lost player. Sorry. It's a heavy from Katie when I was academic. If I play that, I out on Katie if people. So maybe from this point it's my bit.
Buddy, you're already gone. After whatever happened
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, and this is his body language. He looks defeated. I'm gonna hate to say this. You have to get rid of him right now. You can't keep him. Don't. Yeah, no, he looks defeated. That
this sob story he's given is so fucking crazy. Okay, he's traumatized because he was on a team or whatever, and they kicked him because another player was not playing good. Okay, like, bro, that happened. What does that have to do with right now?
Yeah.
Like, there's many. You could have a situation in life where something happens to you, but you can adjust and go to another situation. Well, not saying to ignore what happened, but what did these guys do to deserve that shit? What did these guys do to deserve any of that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that one situation just justifies you playing like shit repeatedly. Like, that's just an excuse. I'm sorry. Like, one day, I guess, cool, but I've been playing bad for a while at this point,
I mean, I shouldn't get pressure from this.
Did you get tilted in the game? It felt you got tilted.
His real quick. He has a defeatist mentality. I'm not gonna say victim. I truly, but he has. I've always said victim mentality. Sometimes it can be something personal. He has a defeatist mentality. I think he doesn't have the confidence in himself, and I think he lost it back in Korea. But he still had the skills, and whoever picked him to bring him to Fnatic overlooked that. If I'm Fnatic, I need to get rid of him immediately because he.
If I was Sam Matthews and I was the CEO of the team and I saw that, I'd be like, I'm good, dog.
Yeah.
You've got to subject yourselves to this, another whole split, and potentially world scrims.
Trust me. Think about this. Your ADC is supposed to be. If you had to equivalent a ADC to a basketball position and a football position, would you say the ADC is like the point guard or like the power? Where would you consider the ADC on the basketball team? Like, would you consider him the point guard? Point guard?
Yeah, because he has to be protected. Well, I mean, the guy that has to be always protected, but he could be your closer generally.
Okay, that's me. The ADC is more the quarterback as well then.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh fuck no, he's got to go because if he's your quarterback, you don't want a quarterback that has no confidence in himself. Who can't?
And ADCs, really, really good ones like Ruler, dash in, beta all the fucking skill shots, dash out, team fight very well. If he has no confidence, he can't play any ADC meta where it's playmaking ADCs like Zeri. He can't play them. He can't play anything like that. Like, why do Fnatic subject themselves to people like this? It doesn't exist in other sports. I think yes, it does because they subject themselves to fudge. Actually,
but this is also that it can happen.
Yeah. In fact, what is happening to even extremes? If not plays bad, you get tilted.
Looks dry, choking.
Yeah, Noah's not choking. He's just not good.
No, I forgot who's. Would you say Cream was choking?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Yeah. I've always said the expectation. If your expectations are of high somebody and they below them, they're choking. But if your expectations are low and they suck, they just suck. I've always said sometimes people or their expectations sometimes over. And like when Chovy choked last, or when Chovy.
Chovy actually did choke last year in the quarters.
Yeah,
that's choking.
Kind of like T1 in versus JDG. That was choking. I don't think they choked against JDG. I think JDG.
I don't think they choked against BLG. I think that's just when you play against someone as bad as equal as you and you lose. That's just what happens. Honestly, yeah. Noah is just not good.
No, he's just
bad.
He has no confidence.
As you said, maybe this is not the environment for him.
He has no confidence.
If he can't even win with players like these, who can he win with then?
I think he's another menace. I think he was good on an academy team because think about it, those academy teams don't go to Worlds. They just play in their bubble. They win their split and then they go home. They still get a check, but they don't have that pressure. I think some players are good without pressure because you have to realize, the players I know who are king of locals and cups, but when they get to anything higher, that pressure,
big fish, small pond. That's what.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't put a big fish out of a pond and put them in the ocean. That
no, it is a big fish. Oh god,
that's what. Yeah, you can't put. Yeah, that's so God. Yeah. Know him. He probably likes eating big fish too. But
He even said it himself. He agrees, but
So I don't like it.
yeah, of course, but it's also something that you can't control too. So it's like it can't happen, and you don't talk. Like it's guys.
Razork, he can't talk. He can barely speak English. He's
yeah,
rapid.
I was about to say, if there's a language barrier, and
That's the problem with getting Jun. The language, he's mad because his support can't talk to him. That's not his fault. No, nobody knew they were gonna play with Jun. I heard it was just they one day just got Jun.
I would have just swapped out Noah and got someone that spoke English. It was like fuck it. It was like Trimby wasn't a problem. And people said he wasn't a problem. It was just he couldn't speak to Noah. And it's like, that's me. You got someone who can speak to Noah, but then you realize your ADC is the problem. Now you got two people that will speak English. Now you got to get yourself another Korean ADC who hopefully ain't. Oh my God. You're right. It's a fucking cycle. Oh my God. You got rid of the wrong person.
Razork is mad because Jun doesn't talk, but it's like, and remember, support jungle synergy is really, really valuable for teams that do well. His support can't talk to him.
Oh my God, you're right. It's a cycle.
The teams do it all. I'm used to this, man. They do this every single fucking year.
That's mean you got rid of the person that spoke English because you had someone who did speak English. Now you get someone that speaks ADC language but who can't talk to the jungler. But now you're about to get rid of the guy who you kept over the other guy to get a new guy. Now you got to get someone who can speak English and Korean. And can synergize with Razor. Oh my!
When they had, because the only reason I could think of that they got rid of Trimby was because maybe there was maybe he was maybe a little too harsh or whatever. But it's like, who cares? Like it's either have that or have what we have right now, which is this is right on screen for everyone. This is mental implosion right here. I love watching it too. It's great.
The moment that Noah makes a mistake in lane, you get tilted.
Right there. He said at this point, Noah makes a single mistake. Jun's brain is just not functioning. You have to get somebody new, please.
You have to get two new people. You need to get two. You need to get people that. This is the issue. You need to get a Korean player that can speak English, or you gotta get two people that speak English but they're not Korean. You have to get someone that speaks English, because the issue is, if your jungler has to talk to your support, but your support can't talk back to your jungler, and then he gets told because your ADC's trash. It's the whole when the quarterback sucks and the offensive line doesn't want to block for him. But if you don't block for him, he can't get the ball to the wide receiver. Now the wide receiver is mad at the quarterback. Quarterback's mad at the offensive line. Offensive line is mad at the wide receiver, getting mad at the quarterback, who's getting mad at the offensive line. The coach is mad at oh no. I'm my God. I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting flashbacks to Daniel Jones. Oh no.
Too much. It's too much.
This gives him more pressure for not making a mistake because he knows you are gonna get tilted, and then you go quiet. Then Bowman is completely over. Then we are playing 3v5. If Oscar loses lane, he's not talking to. And if Marek is losing lane, you're like, yeah, guys, I'm fucked. Then we can't play the game.
Because you can have a bad day, you can have a good day, but this team, sometimes just has the most disgusting day and just completely done.
And Marek and me, we sometimes fuck up mid jungle.
A lot. That's not kinda, dude. Let's be honest here. It's not kinda. You guys do it a lot. That's a common thing amongst you.
I saw this part at work, and I'm thinking in my head. And I remember watching it, and I wasn't watching the video, but I was listening to it. And I'm thinking as I was getting some water, blow this team up. Just blow it up. Just keep Razork. Maybe keep Humanoid. Get 3 new players. Like just get all European. Just keep it where they all could speak with each other without needing someone of a translator or something. Because this ain't working.
I thought it was bad, but I didn't think it was. This is just.
When I saw this, I was like, I can see why APA was fucking with them. He must have knew more than what let on, because APA was just chatting. Even it was like, okay, make sure you guys
that shit talk he gave them in the fucking the game. He was like, "You let Aurelion Soul go." He's like, "You choking, bruh?"
Yeah,
I wouldn't think about choking if I were you, but whatever, I guess.
I mean, against them, he Fnatic made APA look like fucking Faker, and it's disgusting. 3-0 y'all motherfuckers, y'all give up Relic Soul again and again. We tell y'all don't. It's like, oh, but and that's the issue too. Fnatic giving APA Relic Soul made anyone want to think a Relic Soul was broken. No, it was. A Relic Soul is cracked, but it's not completely broken. It's counterable, unlike it was last year.
Yeah.
Can do worse. That game is completely over. That there are some games that Oscar is winning, we have a lane to play, or you guys are playing good. When you guys are playing good, game is so easy. Or even when you guys are even or ahead, I mean, we make mistakes, but we actually play the game. You know.
I can agree. I'm bad. I mistake.
See right there. See how he's not looking up. See how he's just looking down.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you right now. As someone who's played defense, as someone who played soccer, who's a goalie, and who lost a team a game, I've always had to like look up and be like, "Hey guys, my ball. I misread a read on the way the guy was gonna kick." And there's times where I'm like, I just gotta take it on the chin. He don't got Noah. I think he's been broken too much in career where anytime somebody fucked up, they lean to him. You gotta get him off the team. And I'm not saying he's a bad person, he's a bad player. I don't think he has the confidence. I think he has the skills when he has the confidence. But and they always said a lot of times skill could determination could overpower skills if you're willing to try at it. I don't think, but with him, I don't think he has the confidence to want to get better. There's something deep down inside him that's always going to be like, if I mistake one time, it's over. He doesn't have the confidence.
Something snapped between, I don't know, the summer that he joined all the way to this point where he lost faith in himself and lost faith in his team. Or maybe yeah.
And you know who I'm going to say this reminds me of, right? You know who this reminds me of?
Hello?
This reminds me of a Menace. And before that, this reminds me of Danny.
Yeah.
There's like confidence. It's like there's confidence. They had confidence in themselves. If something happened, Danny, that's a whole nother story. We could do a whole video about that. But we seen this with a Menace. But Menace was more skills. He was trying to get better, but he was also comparing himself. Oh, I gotta be just like Toby and Faker. No, the fuck you don't. Nope.
Yeah, because those are anomalies that exist.
If
you compare yourself to like the anomalies that exist in anything, you are just going to be so flat out disappointed.
That's like players now trying to say, "Oh, Anthony Edwards is the next Michael Jordan." Stop doing that. Stop, because he looks like Michael Jordan doesn't mean he's gonna be the next Michael Jordan.
Or when people said LeBron James' son could be as good as his dad, no, that's not.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because LeBron James had to be as great because he was coming from nowhere. His son's rich. His son doesn't even have to play. Or no, I think he still has to play basketball to get wealthy. But he could start his own business and be wealthier or be wealthy. LeBron James was broke, living. Apparently, he was living in a hotel, going to a private school with his mama, like sleeping on one bed, broke. And then he got wealthy. His kids don't even have to play basketball. All they gotta do is just go to college, get a. They
gotta just exist.
Just exist. They don't even need to be basketball. Like Michael Jordan's sons, if they were so enamored, we're Michael Jordan's sons, we're going to be the next best player. No, just go to college, get you a degree, and go into business, start your own business. Michael Jordan even said he would give his son some startup money to start their own business. He would do that. But these players were like, and that's a whole nother thing. Fnatic needs to get Noah. I'm just shorting this. You need to get rid of Noah. I think he skill wise, he's a lot better than the way he's playing. But his confidence might never shoot back up.
On the stage, but I don't really like someone get tilted from me because I'm not getting tilted from others' mistake.
I feel like you just need to be ahead for you to actually think actively about the game. If you are a bit behind, you feel like you can't do anything, and you don't talk, you don't say anything. This is how I feel.
That means he's not any level of versatile. If someone can only play well from ahead, they're not versatile. I had to get over that too. Like, there's gonna be games in League where you're not ahead. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have to think about how to get out of your bad situation and play it out.
League, Pokemon, YuGiOh, all the same.
I used to just tilt the face earth. I'm like, I'm not winning. I'm quitting. It's like, I admit I'd stop doing that.
You know how many times I got head trapped to death and I was about to scoop it up and I realized, I can still win. Pokemon last week, I got Radiant Greninja twice because my main feed was crying. I could not get out no Pokemon, but he couldn't do an attack for one turn, and they gave me 3 turns to win, and I was able to come back. Like, if you believe you could do it, you can do anything, legally. If you have the confidence to believe in yourself, you can. No one doesn't have that confidence, and that is alarming because unlike Amelis had the confidence, he was just trying to compare himself to people he had no business. You compare yourself to Showmaker, not even Showmaker. I'm saying, if you want something realistically, compare yourself to someone. Like, don't compare yourself. Oh, I have to be just like Chovy, just like Faker in order to be good. No, the fuck you don't. Like,
that's like Korean mindset where they're not the best, they're like the worst. That's just how they think. They're always that way.
That's bad.
Bad. Unless you are absolute perfection, then they think you're trash.
That is bad because you're going to hinder your own development because you're like, I gotta ask what did I do wrong? I wish Toby would have just said everything. I wish Toby would have just been savage and be like everything. Like Faker
just told him, come to church on Sunday so I could just roast the fuck out of you. But then again,
but first get on your knees. Nope. No Diddy.
And it's literally the same from Oscar, by the way. When Oscar is ahead, you are talking actively, you are saying insane comps. When you are behind, you don't even talk about TP.
We can categorize our mistakes on acceptable mistakes and unacceptable mistakes.
Oh my god, thank you, Dardo, for no fucking shit.
And today there are few ones that are completely unacceptable. It's like coming at 12 in the fucking morning. And we are not talking that we are playing at 8 a.m. We are playing at 12 in the fucking morning and not be ready. If I hear again that our players have to go to bed at 2 a.m. and wake up at 11 or whatever, or at 12, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. It's unacceptable that we go at 12 in the morning and we are zombies. That is insane. I went to the breakfast at 9:30 and G2 played yesterday a best of 5 series until the fucking 10 in the night, and they were at 9:30 all together having breakfast. And this is here, in your head.
Okay.
If you don't change, you will never win. And we will never win.
Okay, like, maybe it is in his head. He's not showing, like, how much more do you have to fucking subject yourselves to that until he changes?
That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of confidence is in your head. It's like he part of me saying, I can't tell what, because I haven't talked to him, I haven't understood, but just the way he plays, I think he feels like if I get behind at any point, there's no way that he doesn't have faith that this team could come back if they get behind. They always have to be ahead. And you don't want to play like that. You don't want a quarterback that feels like if we go down by 1 touchdown, I can't lead this team back. If he's supposed to be your ADC, your leader, who's supposed to help you bring back a game, and he had that mindset where he doesn't have faith in himself, you gotta let him go. You have to let him go. You can't have a point guard who has no faith in himself, a quarterback who has no faith in himself. If your captain on your baseball team says, hey, guys, hey, pitchers, make sure you don't give up any runs, because if you give up 1 run, we're not going to be able to score. If my captain came up to me on my baseball team and said that, I'm leaving the team if he doesn't get kicked off, because I don't want that mentality. What motherfucker, 1 run, man, nigga. Man, fuck the big three, it's just big me. You got to get rid of it. In that sense, and we've been saying this again and again. I'm not gonna be someone to say fire right before it. If
I am.
If they're able to find somebody, get rid of them. I'm gonna tell you this: if you keep him,
we've seen it right now at this point. His bad gameplay is making it just so much worse.
If you keep him for the summer split, and it's the same. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would take and not even go to Worlds and just let him go immediately, because you look at him right there, he looks depressed. And if he's depressed mentally, oh no, that's a sign that's deeper. That is something. I'm not saying people with depression are bad. I'm saying in this sense is you've been around the league sport more than I have. You've seen players mentally just be boomed and they just never recovered. You've seen this shit. We already gave you two examples.
I've seen this situation way too many times. It's just, this can't work, and they can't win anything. Keep in mind, people, so this is a stat, and then people like giving out stats. Fnatic hasn't won a trophy since summer 2018. They only ever got to MSI this time around because they just allowed 2 teams. Yeah. You know, their last MSI was also 2018. 2018 was the last good year for Fnatic as an org ever in the league. No trophies. Well, internationally, they're not winning anything, but no trophies in LEC.
Yeah.
No MSIs. World performances. Okay. They could have beaten YuGiOh in that best of 3. They didn't because the drafting is absolutely horrendous. Remember they drafted fucking Alistar into Caitlyn Lux?
Yeah, that was dumb. That was stupid. Okay.
Just like, get on stage, go to the shake their hands automatically with that draft.
Yeah,
don't even play that out. Like, it's just like, remember they had the upset humanoid Razork Wonder super team. They lost to fucking Rogue.
Yeah,
they could have won that. That was the only time they had a chance to win the title, and this is when G2 had Targhamis, not Targham. Targhamis. Bruh.
And then they just gave it to Rogue. It was like, and that's the fucking part. The one year that
one time they could have won a title, and they
the one year G2 the one split G2 was bad, and it's like, oh, it's Fnatic, and I remember going back and watching those. Everybody saw Fnatic was going to win the split, and then Rogue did it. You're like, oh no, matter of fact, no, that was the first time I started watching the LEC, and I was rooting for Rogue that year because Rogue would have been my team if they did change their name to Koi the next split. Because I was rooting for Rogue. I was like, okay, I was rooting for whoever people didn't want to win. I was like, and my God, Fnatic shit the bed. That was depressing. I was like, God damn.
We lose because of me. But I think I should leave this.
No, I can reflect on everything that is like annoying him, or like, why are you choking, June? Your mentality, you know, maybe I can like reflect in a lot of things. I think lately I don't think I've been recalling the best, and Gax told me I was creating a lot. Marek, I don't know, maybe you can reflect on how you see things, because sometimes I feel like you are really motivated and you're like really hungry to win, but when you see a team like struggling, I feel like you also struggle too, instead of like trying to lift them up. And yeah, Oscar kind of, I think he's playing really good, but
he can't be a miracle worker. Like, that's the thing. You can't. Yeah. You can lift someone as much as you want, but you can't work miracles like that.
Yeah.
This is what you guys just saw there is a clear-cut example of this not working. This can't work. They might only get by in the LEC because the LEC is just so bad. But if they end up being that 3rd seed to go to Worlds, which I don't know if it's even possible. It might happen. I really don't know, honestly. It's LEC is way too coin flippy, honestly.
Let's
say a hypothetical world. If they do get to Worlds, how do they not mentally implode at Worlds?
Okay. That's me. LEC has 3 slots into Worlds this year.
Yeah,
because LCK has 4, as well as LPL.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's me. LCK has 3 other slots. That's me. We know who's going to be one of those. 2 of those teams should be Harmon Life in T1. Now we have LEC. This is what I think it's going to be. It's just too early prediction. G2, of course, I don't see anybody else. Fnatic just because everybody else is shit. I say there's a good chance. Maybe Carbide Corp. Maybe that's a shot in the dark. I would say BDS might be the third team coming out of the LEC. Yeah, I mean Fnatic, even as bad as Noah is, they're still the second best team, and it's like the gap between second and third is not wide, but it's like gap between 1 and 2 is like it's like Adrian Chedek and like 5 black guys hanging out in a room watching TV right before they, about to, make her into like a marshmallow sandwich. It's like you look at it, you know who the second best team is. It's Fnatic. Like Vitality's just too volatile to every time you think they're going to win, they lose. BDS should be better, but they always find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. No faith in SK Gaming. Mad Lions could be good, but they overachieved in this winter. They did what they did in the spring. And the bottom 4 teams are just Team Iraq is just okay. They replace Perks, they're still bad. It's Fnatic's second by choice, but it's like you look at it, you're thinking to yourself, Fnatic has to get rid of Noah. It's like now you're back in the same situation. You have to get a Korean player or someone that can speak to Jud, but now it's
just man. It's one of those things where they put themselves in the situation. Because maybe because Trimby can be a little harsh. Stop being a bitch. If they're gonna listen to Razork say all that shit, then you can listen to fucking Trimby maybe go off or some shit. They got rid of a player that they should not have gotten rid of to keep a worse player
who at the time looked decent. That was the thing too. He tricked for that. He looked decent in that summer. He wasn't great, but he wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of those things where maybe Trimby, Humanoid, and Razork personalities clashed too hard, and they were like, "Hey, we'll get rid of Trimby and we'll keep just these 2 personalities." Remember, Upset didn't want to play with them, but that also happened. But I think Fnatic maybe have won out on that one, actually a little bit. But that's the thing is like they got rid of. You know what?
My thing, why did Upset want to play with them? Was it like
I don't know, something about motivation on the team or some shit like that?
What is it with these ADCs that not want to be motivated? You told me Upset.
Apparently, he had lost like motivation in the team. Like maybe it was them. I don't know, man. It's
what is it with these players? Why does it feel like
you guys are getting paid to play video games and they're losing motivation? Like, then what will motivate you at that point? Then. Like, what? I'll be honest here. What will motivate someone, and they're just playing video games? Because I think earlier in the show, the guy who was telling Noah it's all in his head. He's like, "Are you comfortable just being on the team and just getting paid and winning no trophies? Is that what we got to subject ourselves to? Fnatic's supposed to be an org that can contest with G2 and win titles too, but then they're doing this, and it's been." 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and now, let's be honest, it's going to be 6 years. 6 years of this.
Think about this. The last time G2 did win a split was spring, and that was because G2 kind of trolled because they were already in MSI. And you still couldn't win that split. I think, no, they didn't even make playoffs. Fuck that. Oh, my God. Think about this.
I don't know anymore, man.
Rogue.
Terrible team.
Rogue has more. I think Rogue has more titles than you in the last 6 years.
That's true. That is true. And so does Mad Lions. Mad Lions. You're right. Matt Parsi said they couldn't even win a single scrim block, and they still managed to win a title.
Yeah, I think even Misfit Gaming has more. No.
The only people that have won since Fnatic stopped winning is just G2, Rogue, and Mad Lions. That's it.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Shit.
I don't know what happened to this org, man. Just started subjecting themselves to just not good players or just GMing. They had a year where they could have won. Summer 2022. I fully agree. They had a big chance of winning, but
And
you know,
then Rogue came in and just snatched it right out from him. I was about to jump on that Rogue train too. I was like, Rogue, top 8, let's go. And then they got clapped. I was like, yeah, but at least they made top 8. And everybody's like, oh my God, Fnatic's supposed to be the best team in the
And so that is the end of the Fnatic drama. As you guys saw, clear in front of our faces, this doesn't work. This is bad.
Yeah, now
they're
work. Done. They got replaced.
My prediction is they'll keep playing with this roster because they're on the hook for Noah's contract. If it gets so bad to the point where they can't really play together anymore, they might just swap them out. But I think this year is just over. Just go next year. Start working on what roster you want to have for 2025 because this is just not it, honestly. Yeah. Sorry, it's just not it. This can't beat G2. Well, this is a roster that, in theory, had some decent games against G2, but then, drafting also gets in the way too, and drafting always fucks them. So they're just constantly fucking every situation no matter what. We were going to talk about the Speak of Dignitas thing, but I got to get to my one-on-one. I wanted to make sure I had a lengthy, show for you guys. We'll talk about we'll talk about Speak of Dignitas on. Well, let's take the week off. Honestly, we'll just do it on our episode coming back. Because the LCS. The LCS doesn't come back to like the 18th. They said, right? No. The LCS. When's the LCS coming back? Let me look really quick. Okay, because I know I said we're gonna start bringing the show back on June 6th. Let me see when the LCS is starting again. Let me give you guys a.
Oh, it's the 15th. I think it's 15th of June.
15th. It's Saturday. So
I think it's 15th.
I think you're right.
I think it's 15th.
LCS. Schedule LCS. Nope. LEC is up there. They're starting on June 8th.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Not this week, but the week. Basically just June 6th, 7 p.m. PST. We'll go over our LEC 2024 Summer Split tier list. We'll talk about the teams, the roster changes, everything. We'll just kind of give more of an updated opinions on them. And we'll do the Speak of Dignitas situation because that could also be another 30-minute segment of itself. Because the LCS structure, the everything about the LCS could be in that too. So yeah, as Chaz, you got anything planned coming up? Any tournaments you at? Pokemon stuff you want to let people know about before we go?
Nah. Now that I don't have any competitive stuff, or I should finally get back to doing content. I finished up a video. I'm still gonna do the what the fuck video was it? The hit and miss video, but also I'm gonna rework the Rarity Collection too. That set still sucks. Yeah, it's June 15th. That's when the LCS starts.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what. No, sir. LCS Spring 2020. I don't know why it says. Yeah. Oh, yeah. June 15th. Yeah, June 15th. Yeah. It's But yeah. I'm gonna talk about the Rarity Collection too because that set's trash. That's it.
Well, we could just have an Iron Man podcast episode later on to just talk about it. Then,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. And as you guys know, as we close out on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we're almost wrapping up our time on season 11. And just so you guys know, I'm going to be upfront about this. We are going to cover the Esports World Cup, pending if we can get a live stream of it. I'd imagine we'll be able to get a actual English broadcast live stream of it. If that happens and everything goes according to plan, we'll be covering it for you guys here. We're not some moral virtue signaling, grandstanding people here. It's League. We're going to cover it. And if you guys haven't noticed, been trying to upload more frequent content. If you can, check it out. Subscribe, share the content out if you have not already been doing that. And if you have been doing that, thank you so much. You can check out the latest episodes of the Cloud9 podcast and Iron Man podcast on podcasting platforms. I know you guys like listening to the podcast on Spotify. You can go and do that if you may so right now. But yes, just if you guys haven't got a chance to check out my channel update video, go ahead and check that out. Actually, that'll give you guys the updates on everything currently going on right now. We will be taking a week off because this will get us closer to the start of the LEC 2024 summer split. The Cloud9 podcast will resume Thursday, 7 p.m. PST on June 6, 2024. That way it gives us a nice week stretch of a break before we go into the summer season, which leads into the Esports World Cup and Worlds. But thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Thank you for your continued support. Make sure to leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not already. Comment down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. We'll see you guys later. Deuces, everybody.